Hello boys and girls, and welcome back. I'm your host and guide, Thirtyne, and we are currently checking out Daryl's tomb here in Final Fantasy VI. Now, stupid battles at the beginning of the stupid video and casting damn zombie on me. Ah, a bunch of jerks. Anyways, as I was going to say, remember we saw that message the last time about how there was a secret in here somewhere? Well, down on the 3rd floor. We've actually got to go back for that. So, let's go on and do that. It's not in here. I was actually going to grab it when I was down there the last time, but then I decided, you know what? We'll finish off the tombstone puzzle so we can do this properly. And then I realized, you know what, it's coming close to the end of the video, so I'll just go save it, and it'll help us drag this place out a bit more. Anyways, this puzzle here, 4 render pieces. It doesn't really make much sense. Sekia, Deadner, Rough? I'm still looking at this and I don't really get it. Anyways, in the American version, the 4 words that you can get for this puzzle will end up spelling out the world is square. Now, this is actually a very, very intelligent translating and localization thing that Ted Woosley did. Now, I know a lot of people hate him for his quote-unquote horrid translation jobs, but I think he did a wonderful job for the games that he did. Final Fantasy VI, one of them. Now, a lot of translation was lost due to the fact that in localization, you know, some things aren't understood, not everything can carry over properly, you know. Word space, you need a lot more letters and characters to describe something in English than you do in Japanese. And, of course, censorship over here kind of changes characters. However, you noticed in this game, Kefka's been pretty brutal, when in the American one, he was quite toned down. Now, people might look at that and be like, well, he ruined Kefka's character, blah, 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 blah. But go play Dissidia, the new Final Fantasy, the fighting one, and check out Kefka's character there, and you'll notice he's a lot more like the American Kefka than he is the original Japanese one, because even Square themselves decided that they liked Ted Woosley's version of Kefka better. Now, there are a few things that he gets blamed for, you know, really stupid things, like, okay, in Final Fantasy IV, or Final Fantasy II America, sorry, not but there was that one quote that was, when Tella meets, the prince, he calls him a spoony bard. That is a great quote that has lived on through ages, and other than that, that game was totally torn apart and destroyed for its horrible translation. Right? Horrible translation. Ted Woosley did not do that. What he did do is Final Fantasy VI, which is brilliant. Now, the world is square. This is supposed to be Daryl's last big, find before her death is supposed to be hidden here. And she found that the world is square. Now, we ourselves know that the world is not square. We know that it's round, right? So why would she say the world is square? Well, this could be one of the few things. And this is why it's brilliant. 1, look at your world map. It's square down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Another one, the company that made the game is called Square. The world is square, being like Square made it. This world is created by Square. And then to fit it into the puzzle and make it work, that's just genius. Now, in the original Japanese, which cannot be translated over, so I'm thinking that might be why this says 4 render pieces. In the original Japanese, the puzzle here actually worked both ways. It wasn't just backwards, which this one is backwards. I'm actually thinking the world is square was not. It might have just been normally spelt out. But in the original Japanese, the puzzle here is actually a witty pun that makes sense forwards and backwards. Forwards, when put in, it says, "Rest in peace." Well, translated, it would say "rest in peace." Backwards, like if you read the Japanese script then backwards, it would say "rot and wither." Yeah, that's dark. That is pretty dark, how if you say "rest in peace" in Japanese backwards, you get "rot and wither." Anyways, continuing our little search down here, we're looking for a hidden path. There it is. And we also want to cure up our damn zombie again. Let's just use a few high potions this time. Nah, we got more than enough. Right. Anyways. Over here, we actually could have grabbed this before the tombstone puzzle, like I said, but I wanted to finish it. We get the grow egg, or the experience egg, which, as you can guess, is going to be a relic. And it doubles the amount of experience earned after battles. That's pretty good. Now, unlike most things, it'll only work on just the character that it's equipped with, but you get a character who's lagging a bit in levels, or someone like Setzer, whose attack is now based directly off his level, right? His damage is multiplied by what his level is, straight up. Having high levels pretty fast is a good thing. And I didn't mention this, but this switch here, when we hit it before, actually opened the door in the top right-hand corner, so I just figured I would point that out. Just because last time when I came through here, I just kind of ran on through quickly and didn't really, well, say that. So yeah, if you don't hit that switch down there and you try and go through here, you can raise the water and jump on your turtle, but you won't be able to go very far because, well, there'll be no door to get through. Another thing worth mentioning, for those of you who actually have Sabin dealing his damage from dual-wielding claws and using the claws with the enemy weaknesses, so if enemies weak to fire, you're equipping with fire claws. Holy, you're equipping with the dragon claws. That treasure box there on the left is the only place in the game where you can get them, right? So we've got our one dragon claws, and that's all you can get. However, the way that treasure boxes work with the monster in a boxes is all enemies have a drop rate for items. They have a common item and a rare item. Now, they have a certain chance of dropping that common one, and they have a certain chance of dropping that rare one. The enemies in the treasure boxes, especially the ones that are special enemies, like all these ones, where you'll only ever fight them that one time in the treasure box, kind of like the Telstar with its green beret, have a 100% chance of dropping the item you would get for that treasure box. So, you have a 100% chance of getting the Dragon Claw when you kill the boss in there. Just like the Telstar, you kill it, you get the green beret. Hence why you can grind the Telstar on the Veld to get a whole bunch of green berets. Now, you can actually get 2 Dragon Claws. I like to point them out, so I keep going back into my menu. From that treasure chest. Because the head and the shell are technically 2 different enemies. And when you kill one, the other one disappears as well. So if you killed the shell, the head would vanish. We killed the head, so the shell vanished. Now, if you manage to kill both the head and the shell, you will get the item from both of them. So you will get 2 Dragon Claws. Now, this can be done a few different ways. One keeping track of how much damage you've dealt to both of them, attacking the shell, healing yourself up from its gigavolts, and then when they're almost dead, hitting them both with an attack at the same time, thereby killing them, and getting the 2 items. Or, now this isn't actually part of the Vanish Death glitch. This enemy is actually... The shell is actually weak to Doom, to death attacks, and the head isn't resistant to it. So, if you cast Vanish on the head and the shell, and then use something like X-Zone, which will hit both of them, you're almost guaranteed to kill the shell, and you have a fairly good chance of hitting the head and killing it as well. Now, should it only kill one of the 2, the other one will die as well anyways, but you only get the 1 item. But luckily there's a save point right there, so if you actually want 2 claws, you can reload, and you can X-Zone away until you manage to take out both the shell and the head in 1 attack, and therefore get 2 claws. Which you can then give to Sabin, seeing as how, as I said, that is the only place in the game you can get them. Huh, Daryl sleeps here. Anyways, enough talking about other stuff. It's boss time! Now, this boss is a bit of a bitch. He starts with L Holy. Now, what this does is it will deal holy damage, right? It'll cast the holy spell. It'll cast Pearl. Kind of like the L3 Muddle, or L whatever spells. Except you notice there's a question mark for level, because it's based off of whatever the last digit of your gold is. So if the last digit of your gold is 1 when you come into this battle, he's got a guaranteed hit on all 4 party members with Pearl at the beginning of this fight. So, you do not want to do that. Now, he is weak to fire. You could also use your Debilitator there to find another weakness for him. He has some pretty strong magical attacks, so I'm using Runic here for Celeste. Setzer's basically a... Oh, double 6s. That was the most damage we can currently do at this time. Okay, you know what? I think I need to heal up. We'll get Celeste to do that, because she's the most powerful healer, and it doesn't matter, because he died. Yeah. Whoops. Aw, you wait, you can't cure yourself, you're undead! That's not cool. Alright, anyways, this guy shouldn't actually be that hard. I don't really have anyone who can attack. You know what? You've actually got Fyra, so right after she uses Runic, let's have him hit with that, and then have her Runic again. You can attack me, you can jump, Fyra, Runic, there we go. Now you're dealing some damage. Unfortunately, we can't absorb that. Heal Sabin back up, because he's taking a lot of hits. You know what, we'll just take some of the hits, and I'm going to start using Celeste to attack, because... honestly... yes, I can play this really defensive, but it's going to take forever. Instead, I'm going to risk it, and I'm just going to go all out offensive. You, on the other hand, you can just keep healing, because there's nothing else that you can do right about now. That, and I kind of want to see what Celeste is... oh, well. You know what? Screw it! Screw it! He's dead. Doesn't matter. And with most boss battles, we get no experience, but a good chunk of magic points. Now, there's nothing to the left and the right, but beating him, opens up this door up here. Huh. I guess he was another one of those load-bearing bosses. This brings back so many memories. Oh, that was really bad. Anyways, you can make your way down here, and you can see a bunch of memories between Setzer and Darrow. This is pretty cool. This flight test could be dangerous. This is much too great a challenge just to test the limits of your ship. Watch your step. If anything should happen to me, the Falcon is yours. Foolish words. Haha, I'll win the Falcon off you in a speed contest long before that. You can hang on to it for me until then. You're always talking like this. So high up in the sky. Are you trying to lose? Pick up the pace, you snail. Or do you like staring at my butt? You're truly nuts. I'm going to put on quite a show. I'll break every record ever made. I'll go above the clouds. I'll be the first woman ever to reach the stars themselves soon. Be back by sunset. I'll be waiting at our usual spot. The wreck of the Falcon was found on a distant island, a full year later. I repaired the Falcon and put it to rest forever under the earth. Here. This is the Falcon? Oi! These wings are the fastest ones in the world. Her dream came true. The Falcon. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the ship you have in the World of Balance, Setzer's original ship, is actually called the Blackjack. Just throwing that out there. Soon, we'll make our dreams come true. Let's go and put an end to Kefka, hiding away in his tower. We can't enter the tower from the ground, but if we use the Falcon, we can infiltrate the tower from the air. Oh, and we should search for our other friends. Of course, we only have our dreams, but we can make those dreams come true. That bird is... how odd. Setzer, follow it. Why? I don't know. But I think that one of our friends might be at that bird's destination. Anyways, this is all automatic here. It takes you to the next village worth checking out. You get here, and then you take control again. Just like before, we can go inside, we can rummage through the ship. We got a guy here, we'll remove things just like before. And you notice, this ship's actually quite a bit nicer looking than the last one. We got our engine room down here. What else have we got? We don't really have all the same gambling tables, but you can come in here. There's a nice little room for sitting. You got this. Unfortunately, there's now no item shop or free healing. That kind of sucks, but whatever. We'll make do. Another thing to keep in mind when flying around the ship, there is now an Esper in the skies, and while flying around, you will randomly, like just with any other random encounter, bump into him. So be careful, because he's fairly strong, but we'll get into him later. For now, we're gonna save up, and we're gonna call that the end of this episode. Next time, we head into that little village there. Until then, guys.